World War II, a time no one felt safe, no matter where you were. Nazi Germany threatened Europe, and with the Anschluss of Austria, world tensions soared. Germany, despite this, still had friends in other nations, particularly in fascist Italy and fascist Japan. These nations would form the Tripartite Pact and eventually the Axis powers. By the time Germany would invade Poland, the world had had enough, and what came from this is one of, if not the worst conflict to ever grace the planet. Millions upon millions of lives would be lost, and millions more would be left without a place to live. Nations on all sides would commit atrocities, torture, rape, genocide. Now, what would have happened if the Clone Wars came to Earth during World War II? How would this scale in the whole galactic affairs that the characters in Star Wars are used to? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Star Wars What If video. As you can tell, today we are exploring the possibility of what if the Clone Wars came to Earth during World War II. I feel like I need to make this clear first and foremost. This story is fictional. We all know who the bad guys were in our true history. There is no changing that. But with that being said, this particular story will change up World War II. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Every little click means the world to me. Also, thank you so much for sticking around with me. I know I was gone for a tiny bit, and let's get into the story. In the depths of the moonless night, the rhythmic roar of the ARC-170 engine shattered the calm, not in the endless expanse of the interstellar void, but amidst the darkness of an August evening over England. These weren't ARC-170s, but Hawker Hurricanes slicing through the sky with one particular mission: reconnaissance. Their keen-eyed pilots scanned the nocturnal heavens, vigilant for any sign of prowling Luftwaffe engines amidst the cover of night. It was 1940, and the world was gripped in the throes of war. The insidious shadow of fascist Germany sought to suffocate the light of democracy, while the Allied powers strained to hold the line against the relentless advance of the Nazi war machine. The calendar read August 13th, a pivotal moment known to the RAF as the Eagle attacks, when German forces launched fierce assaults on Britain's shores, threatening to shatter British air superiority. Among the Hurricanes soared a renowned 303 Squadron, a band of Polish airmen who had escaped their homeland after its tragic fall to Nazi aggression, unaware that the dawn would soon summon them to defend their newfound home. For as the night waned, so too did the Battle of Britain. It reached its critical juncture, where the fate of nations hung in the balance. The Polish airmen swiftly climbed into their Hurricanes, adrenaline surging as they roared into the night sky. In the distance, their eyes widened at the ominous sights. A swarm of Axis aircraft, seemingly countless in number, bore down upon them. Bf-109s and Bf-110s darted like predators, accompanied by the menacing silhouettes of Ju-88s and He-111s, poised to unleash devastation. Yet, amidst the looming threat, the 303 Squadron was not alone. From all corners of Britain, aircraft scrambled into action upon hearing the urgent alarms. Spitfires, known for their agility and firepower, streaked alongside converted bombers like the Bristol Blenheim, transformed into long-range fighters for the impending clash. The stage was set for a monumental struggle that would determine the fate of the British Isles. Two formidable foes, driven by opposing ideologies, collided in a tumultuous explosion of metal, fire, and courage. In the heart of this aerial maelstrom, the skies echoed with the desperate resolve to defend freedom against tyranny as the Battle of Britain raged on. As the squadron commander closed in on an He-111, poised to add another victory to his tally, a sudden darkness engulfed him. Momentarily disoriented, he feared he had been hit and instantly killed. Yet, the sensation of his own being reassured him otherwise. It wasn't death, but an inexplicable disappearance of the sun. His focus wavered for a crucial moment, causing him to miss his shot. The German bomber, taking advantage of the distraction, swiftly released its payload and retreated back towards occupied France. Pilots across both sides turned their gaze to the sky, where the sun should have been, only to witness an unbelievable spectacle. A massive alien spacecraft descending towards the Earth's surface. In disbelief, both British and German aviators momentarily forgot the conflict unfolding below, captivated by the unprecedented sights above. The Germans, seizing the opportunity presented by their distracted foes, launched a sudden, coordinated attack. In that surreal moment, the usual disparities in training and equipment became secondary. The sheer astonishment of witnessing something otherworldly united all in a rare moment of shared disbelief. Though the Germans would use the distraction to pounce upon many of the British pilots. These extraordinary events altered the course of the Battle of Britain. The engagement, which had been fiercely contested, ended in a stalemate, with heavy losses suffered on both sides. Despite this, the Germans, emboldened the distraction caused by the alien visitation, persisted with their plans for an invasion of the British Isles. Operation Sea Lion remained a looming possibility, but for Churchill, the leader of Britain, an even greater imperative emerged: the urgent need to decipher the origins and intentions of these enigmatic flying objects that have been disrupted the course of the Battle of Britain. Recognizing the potential ramifications of this encounter, he swiftly dispatched a reconnaissance team of elite operatives tasked with establishing contact, assessing the situation, and relaying critical intelligence. What the scouts encountered in the remote reaches of northern Scotland defied belief. There, amidst the rugged landscape, loomed a colossal vessel spanning over a kilometer in length. Drawing nearer, they observed figures clad in immaculate white armor, led by a commanding officer who, to their astonishment, bore a striking resemblance to a human. This revelation sparked a pivotal moment of recognition, a breakthrough in understanding. In a bold and unprecedented gesture, the leader of the scouting team made the decision to approach without arms raised in surrender, calling out to these mysterious beings with open hands, seeking dialogue rather than conflict. Mirroring the gesture, the commander of the alien contingent and his troops responded in kind, signaling a willingness to engage in communication. Introducing himself as General Anakin Skywalker of the 501st Legion of the Republic, the commander extended apologies for their unintended intrusion onto Earth's surface. This revelation sparked a profound exchange as the two parties conversed about their respective governments, the intricacies of their civilizations, and the extraordinary possibility that Anakin Skywalker hailed from a distant galaxy beyond the stars. The humans, representatives of Earth, listened intently as Anakin Skywalker absorbed the revelation that this was the Milky Way galaxy, a place where no human had ventured beyond the confines of Earth's atmosphere, let alone traveled through hyperspace. The concept intrigued Anakin, who contemplated the vast gulf between their technologies and understanding of the universe. In response, Anakin recounted the tumultuous state of the galaxy, embroiled in a relentless conflict between the Jedi Order and the Republic against the formidable droid armies of the Separatists. He spoke proudly of the 501st Legion, revered as the pinnacle of the Republic's military might, forged through countless battles across the stars. Reflecting on the improbable collision in hyperspace, Anakin speculated that they had inadvertently collided with another vessel, an occurrence not seen since the cataclysmic hyperlane disaster. His instincts suggested it could have been a separatist ship, posing the question, where had it vanished to in the aftermath? Relations between Anakin Skywalker, representing the Republic, and the Allied forces began to flourish as they exchanged knowledge and insights. Anakin eagerly shared the advanced designs of his starships and technologies, offering them to Allied engineers in hopes of integrating Earth's capabilities into the Republic's arsenal. However, the conversation swiftly turned somber as the humans recounted the horrors of their own Great War, a conflict where a fascist dictatorship had overrun the entire contingents and now has its sights set on the British Isles. Recognizing a common threat, Anakin proposed an alliance to aid Earth in repelling this fascist menace, contingent upon their eventual return to the Republic's galaxy. Unable to settle diplomatic matters on their own, the Allied scout team invited Anakin to accompany them, suggesting a jeep for transport. Ever generous, Anakin countered with an offer of an LAAT gunship to expedite their journey. The scout team transmitted instructions back, instructing their compatriots not to engage the alien vessel and explaining that they were accompanied by a diplomat from the Republic, a term unfamiliar to those back on Earth except for those who witnessed Anakin and his craft firsthand. Landing amidst the bustling streets of London, they made their way to Churchill's residence, where the Prime Minister waited with a blend of curiosity and apprehension. During the ensuing discussion, Anakin demonstrated not only his prowess as a military commander, but also his strategic acumen, impressing Churchill and his advisors. By the meeting's conclusion, an alliance was formed, driven by the shared determination to confront and defeat the fascist threat that was looming over Europe. However, troubling reports soon arrived of a different alien craft touching down in occupied Egypt, a Providence-class dreadnought, indicating a potential alliance between the Axis powers and the Separatists. A race against time began as both sides scrambled not only to replicate advanced fighter aircraft, but also to ready their capital ships for a confrontation that could shape the outcome of the war on Earth and beyond. Anakin, who was getting up to date with Earth's politics and the differing nations, stared in awe as he couldn't fathom a planet being this divided. He learned about the various political parties, which had parallels to those in his galaxy. Anakin was soon introduced to the mights of the British Royal Navy and the naval superpowers of America and Japan. He was surprised to learn that Japan was considered one of the adversaries during this time. However, he also discovered that Germany had air superiority, which posed a unique strategic challenge. This air dominance meant that German paratroopers could potentially land in key ports and slip through defenses, aided by German submarines that patrolled the Atlantic Ocean and waters around England and Ireland. Anakin, true to his aggressive nature, speculated that a strong defense would be the best offense. He argued that allowing the Germans to deplete their resources while oppressing occupied territories would eventually cripple their resolve and weaken their army's fighting spirit. So in response to this, Britain would ramp up its defenses, installing more and more anti-aircraft guns around critical ports and railroads, and fortifying the British Isles. This extensive militarization transformed the region into what was soon known as the Fortress, with war support reaching an all-time high. By December of 1940, the first starfighters were rolling off of the British production lines, piloted by human pilots equipped with long-range sorties. These missions were aided by advanced long-range radar to prevent surprise attacks. Despite these efforts, recent intelligence indicated that all reconnaissance aircraft had been shut down, suggesting that German aircraft and starcraft were also active, more than likely vulture droids. The alarming reality for Britain was that these enemy planes could be produced in any factory under German occupation, adding to the unpredictability and intensity of the conflict. But soon, the attacks came. Separatist flying B-2s and German paratroopers landed in Fizzlane, capturing the city and establishing a naval port. This was made possible by a feint attack to the north, which successfully drew British forces away from Fizz Lane. The enemy then executed a blitz southwest with the aim of splitting Britain in two. Normally, this would have been catastrophic, but thanks to the presence of the Republic in Scotland and an unexpectedly high number of Allied troops, the area was more heavily defended than anticipated. Anakin, despite being deemed too valuable by most Allied high commanders, insisted on going to the front lines. Unaware of his connection to the Force and its impact on him, they were unable to fully grasp his potential. Known for his tendency to break the rules, Anakin would join the fray. A massive battle soon erupted between Allied troops, including clones and Axis forces, bolstered by the Separatists. Anakin led his first attack from the front, charging into a small town occupied by the enemy. Using the Force, he leapt into the center of town, causing Germans and droids to be thrown backwards. As the battle commenced, Allied troops witnessed Anakin's lightsaber in action for the first time, deflecting blaster bolts and bullets alike. His seemingly invincible presence significantly boosted the morale of the soldiers, who surged into the town with renewed vigor, capturing the Germans completely off guard. This bold move marked the beginning of a counterattack that would lead to the eventual retreat and capture of the German and Separatist forces from England. The sight of Anakin leading the charge with his lightsaber became a symbol of hope and resilience, galvanizing the Allied troops and turning the tide of the battle in their favor. By the time Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, the repairs on the Venator were around 50% complete. In a move that even Anakin called foolish, Germany unexpectedly declared war on the United States after the US had declared war on Japan. Anakin foresaw this as a strategic blunder that would ultimately stab Germany in the back. As American troops, strategists, and officers began converging on Britain, they set their sights on the eventual invasion of mainland Europe, though that goal remained years away. Within the upper echelons of both nations' command, the 501st Legion was entrusted with training due to their unparalleled tactics and extensive experience. This decision bore fruit on the battlefield. Under the rigorous regime of the 501st, soldiers endured grueling training sessions. V-Wings unleashed stun blasts from above as they crawled through barbed wire, among other perilous drills. The 501st demonstrated why they were regarded as the most seasoned unit in their galaxy, excelling both physically and mentally. Behind the scenes, clone engineers toiled ceaselessly, striving to re-establish communications with the Republic. Yet their efforts remained fruitless. Despite ongoing repairs to the ship raising hopes, Anakin Skywalker understood the harsh reality. Unless guided by the Force, they were likely stranded. This weighed heavily on Anakin's mind, his thoughts consumed by worry for Padme and Obi-Wan, who were undoubtedly anxious about his whereabouts, along with the entire Republic. Deep down, Anakin felt the pain of this reality, a truth his men also sensed, yet he maintained their morale by projecting confidence and sustaining the hope of eventually returning home. Anakin, though, would soon find himself at the heart of a horrific scene. In the dead of night, a mix of HE-111 bombers and Hyena-class droid bombers slipped past air defenses, targeting not only the Venator-class Star Destroyer under repair, but also the surrounding towns, which Anakin suspected had aided the Republic. He exchanged a grim look with his second-in-command, Captain Rex, who immediately understood his unspoken orders. Rex directed the medic battalions to the affected areas while the human doctors on the Venator treated the wounded. Anakin joined a medic group led by Rex toward a small town south of their position, only to encounter sheer chaos. The town, devoid of military significance, lay in ruins. This was a blatant show of force. Innocent civilians with no connection to the war effort were caught in the devastation. Families were torn apart, bodies and limbs of adults and children scattered among the rubble. The night sky was illuminated by streaks of black smoke and fire, the air filled with cries and screams pleading for help. Anakin used the Force to lift debris, saving whoever he could. Despite being the chosen one, his strength had limits. By the time he reached the last building, he was exhausted, unable to lift any more rubble. He heard children crying inside and a mother reassuring them that help was near. But Anakin was failing. As flames engulfed the house, their screams filled the air, and Anakin, defeated, had to retreat. He collapsed at a safe distance, his last thoughts consumed by a burning desire for revenge against everyone involved in or aware of the attack. Thank you so much if you enjoyed the story, everyone. That was a lot of fun to write. I just want to make a few things clear really quick now since it's the end of the video. I got a new setup. I know this mic quality isn't the best yet. This is my first time having an XLR mic and I'm still messing with the settings and trying to figure everything out, like a good setup wise. So I apologize for not the greatest quality starting out. Yes, a second thing, obviously I'm in a different position. That's why videos have been extremely limited. I'm going to be trying to get back to weekly uploads. I love doing this. This has all been amazing and great and fun and all of the above. Also, don't forget to leave your what if suggestions in my community page or in Discord. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Every little click of the like button, subscribe, even video views means the world to me. So thank you so much. And now without that, I will talk to you guys in the next video.